again in here when the overall markets with the daily rotation, just trying to figure out what the flavor of the day is. Today, you had a nice little move in Meta. That's because of the news that came out this morning. Palantir was also one that everybody jumped on. And it looks like everybody just kind of gave up on your AI and your chip stocks in here on the day. So if we go back to Monday, didn't really do anything. Yesterday, a nice big run in those stocks. Today, not a whole lot. So if we continue this pattern, perhaps tomorrow we will see a pump, or are we going to get an overall pump into the market as we're going to kind of close, right? Is Trump going to give us a nice 4th of July pump in here to end out going on a nice 3-day weekend? Or did that pump come prematurely and it came early just because we had such a big pullback last week? That's kind of what we're looking at in here as we're going to end this shortened week, the shortened holiday week in the overall stock market. So we're going to take a look on the weekly chart in here at AMD first. This is one of the stocks that had a nice big pullback in here. We're trading pre-market almost 580 in here, just a huge pullback overall. You can see we're still kind of respecting our upper trend lines in here, these kind of fan trend lines of our overall structure in here. We're sitting right on this blue line right here, which is going to be that 511. That's going to be our first support. Anything outside of that, we're going to be down here right around those 480s. And then outside of that 480 mark, which is kind of where your 9-day EMA is, nothing's really going to stop us till we get down here back to those 420s. RSI is relatively overbought in here. And by relatively, I mean it is overbought, and it has been overbought for quite some time. So consolidation up here is helpful, but the problem is we don't know how large that consolidation is going to be, because every other day that seems like they want to buy this thing, then they want to sell it off. They want to buy it and sell it off. So consolidation is going to be good for us, but how large is that consolidation going to be? Are we going to trade within a $100 range, $50 range? How tight, how wide are we going to be in this overall consolidation period that we're going to run into? To the upside in here, really nothing stopping us to get back up to those 571s, 584s. You just kind of need some momentum behind here, right? 550 was also a spot that it seemed like it held quite a bit of power in here today. For a while, that's kind of where your GEX was right on those 550s. So keep that in mind as we are working our way higher. But all in all, any sort of push in here can move this thing 30, 40 easily points in one day. Outside of that 571 and 584 mark, we're going to be up here really at the 600 psych level in here. Nothing really kind of holding us back after those 580s. So let's see what kind of push we can get as we're going into the close of the week tomorrow. Is everybody just kind of pump everything up and then just kind of let it ride through the weekend? Or are we going to sell everything off because everybody's scared what could happen over a nice long weekend? That is going to be something to kind of worry about as we're going through tomorrow's trading session. We do have a full trading session, by the way. It's not shortened or anything like that. We're also going to take a look at Micron in here. Another stock just got beaten up. 2 red weeks in here in a row. Obviously, you have that huge pop in here with that overall earnings double beat that they had, just kind of killed everything last week. We kind of expected that when you had that big drawdown going into that earnings report. Hey, guess what? They're probably going to just make bank off this. And that's what they did in here. So going forward, what are we looking at? Well, really 1,000. That's kind of like a big support in here. You can kind of chalk it up to right around that 10, 12 area as a main support in here, but really it's going to be that 1,000. And you're looking down here right around that 960 and 950 mark for your next big supports. To the upside in here, there was a lot about that 1080 range in here. So that's going to be something that we're going to watch. 1055 had a little hiccup in here as well intraday. So that could be something that we could be working our way towards tomorrow. You got a $50 expected move in here priced in. We ended the day 1032. I know we're down on the day. We're down after hours right now. So we're going to see if that reverses. This thing pops about, or gaps up, that is, about $50. It gaps down about $50. So that expected move that's easily priced in by 4 o'clock tomorrow, that could easily we could open at that, right? So it's kind of weird how things work in here in Micron. There's a lot of volume, but the spreads are still really wide. There's a lot of slippage everywhere, but it still seems like it's still really liquid. So let's see how Micron is going to react tomorrow, especially if everybody starts to rotate back into your chip and your AI stocks. Micron should be one of the first ones that everybody starts to jump back into, just because of the large moves that you can get in here. And especially watch your call skew in here, because once this thing starts to go, that call skew is going to expand even more, because that's where your risk is to the upside. So if this thing could kind of take off, I mean, we could easily be back at 1100 tomorrow, right? We've done it plenty of times before. We just came from 1100 this morning, right? In pre-market. And look where we are now. So easily big moves in here, but let's see where we can end this week overall in the markets on a shortened week. Are we going to get that Trump pump, or is everybody kind of gonna get kind of scared out in here before we get to close? So that is what we're looking at in here in the overall markets. Let's see what happens as we close out with our last trading session. All right, guys, if you like this video, make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We also have a Discord service if you are interested, and you can find all of our socials in the description below.